Hello my loves, welcome back to a couple more declutter videos. I have to downsize. I'm always getting new stuff. I don't have enough space to keep the amount of perfumes that I have. And I think also, like I've said before, I'm really at a place where I want to curate my perfumes so that the stuff that I keep, I feel like I need and that I love. Need or love sometimes. There's some things that I feel like are likes and not loves, but I feel like I need them in my collection for very specific events. But if I've got lots of things, or this is stuff that maybe I've bought for review and I don't love them, and I always want to love things. I never buy anything hoping that I'm not going to keep it. Like, it's very rare that I'll just maybe buy things. There's like a few things here that I bought because I bought the whole range to test out because no one else had talked about them and I wanted to see what they were like. But generally speaking, this is stuff that I wanted to like, or I have liked, or, you know. And actually, as some of these I'm just keeping decants of just because I've got massive bottles, so I don't need massive bottles. So let's start with, okay, this one. So in the box, so I do try to keep my boxes in case I'm not going to want to keep things. So this is Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. And this is just too sweet for me. I feel like I did go through a bit of a phase, and it was because I really liked the Philosophy Fresh Cream, where I was like really into intensely sugary perfumes. And I have Philosophy Fresh Cream. At the time that I got this, I also had Philosophy Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere, and I have Philosophy Fresh Cream Soft Suede. Out of those, well, Fresh Cream is kind of my favourite in that it's just quite a comforting smell. I think it smells creamy and milky. It's actually a decent alternative to what's it called? Afternoon Delight by Maison Margiela from the Replica range. If that one, like it did to me, smelled really synthetic or weird, or specifically I thought it smelled like smoky bacon, then the original Fresh Cream is quite a good alternative. But probably my favourite in terms of the smell is the Soft Suede, and I have 2 little 15ml bottles of that. I got rid of the Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere because I think that this is very much inspired by that perfume. It smells almost identical, but without the kind of slightly bitter tarry note, the woody note that I got in that. But this is technically a woody, fluffy, very sweet marshmallowy vanilla. And it just is too much for me. Like, I realise, and you can see it's got quite dark. Hopefully you can see that there is a noticeable different colour between where the liquid is and the plastic of the lid, because this is quite a dark liquid in here now. And I just felt like because this has such a similarity with the Fresh Creams, it has a similarity with the Soft Suede, and I prefer the Soft Suede to this. So I don't need to keep this, even though I love it. I do think it's really pretty, but I really struggle to wear it when it's this sweet. It just has become sweeter and sweeter, I think. Either that or I've just gone off sweet things. I've kept my sample of this though, but I think I'm going to pass this one on. I feel really bad though, because I did ask my sister for this for Christmas, but it's just, I feel like I'm not digging this level of sweetness anymore. So someone else hopefully can enjoy that yummy sweetness. And speaking of things that are too sweet for me, Varen's Sweet Vanilla Caramel, I should say. So this is one where, like I said, I got the full range because I wanted to just know what it smelled like. I didn't get, well, that's not true. I didn't get the full range. I got the stuff I was interested in. I didn't get the apple one because I didn't think I was going to like that, and I didn't need the grenadine one. But I wanted to know what this smelled like. And again, this is just too sweet for me. This is too sweet. But man, if you like a kind of Werther's Original style toffee caramel smell, you're going to absolutely love this. Like, if you want an alternative, a really affordable alternative to some of the intensely sweet kind of caramel, vanilla perfumes, you know, that are out at the moment, that are really popular. This is really good, but it's just not my vibe. Yeah, so that's Varen's Sweet vanilla caramel. That one can go to a home that's going to actually love it. I might have to do a bundle of like really sweet things. So then, in a very different direction, this is Burberry London. This is an exceptionally good value perfume, man. Like, because this is one of the old Burberrys that you can get for a really like crazy small price. I think this perfume cost me maybe like £15. I mean, and I can see the beauty here. I really can. This is like a much classier version of something like Juicy Couture. So Burberry London is a sweet, syrupy, floral perfume. This has a lovely bit of honeysuckle in it, but it also has jasmine and other white florals. And for me, this just goes a bit too buttery. I just can't really wear buttery florals. Yeah, the texture of this is a struggle for me, even though I do think that the actual scent is very pretty. But yeah, so I think this is beautiful and I highly recommend it, but it just isn't my kind of perfume. It doesn't suit my personal tastes. I really wanted that one to work for me because I think if I smelt that on someone else, I'd be crazy for it. Let's see what to go for next. Oh yeah. So I'm getting rid of my massive bottle of cinema, not because I don't love cinema, because I do, but because I managed to get myself a 35ml bottle, because I just don't need a bottle of this size. This is the 90ml, and it's big, and I'm just not going to get through this much perfume. I'm just, there's only a few perfumes that I wear enough to warrant having such a big bottle of. Oh, but this is so classy. It's magical. It's got like almond blossom, but it's kind of a weird powdery floral vanilla. It smells classy, it smells expensive, it's really beautiful. The bottle is incredible, beautiful. But I have now a little 35ml version of this, which is a much more sensible size for me to have, because this is quite an expensive perfume. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to unnecessarily have a massive bottle that's just going to sit there and then one day go off. So I just want someone else to be able to get a good price on like a massive bottle, and I got a good price on a small bottle. So yeah, it's a declutter, but not in the way that some of these others are. Then we have, this is Friction Night from FC UK. This is another one that I'm not decluttering because I don't like this perfume. I think it's lovely, but I have a huge bottle of this. So I am planning to take a decant of this and then pass on the big bottle. Again, it's another one. This is 100ml. I am never going to use this much, and I don't think you can get this perfume in smaller bottles. And it obviously takes up quite a bit of space. It's quite a hefty bottle. This is a crazy perfume. It's fig and black pepper, and I like maybe cedarwood, some kind of wood, but to me it smells like violets. It smells kind of creamy sweet and like cola and violets. It's like fizzy. So it's a really interesting perfume. It kind of smells like a nighttime version of Lush's American Cream. Like that's the feel that this gives me. Like a slightly more grown up and serious nighttime version. So Friction Night from FC UK will be one that I'm going to take a decant of. It'll be interesting to see what the colour this liquid is as well, because you obviously can't see through here. I really don't like this bottle. I liked the bottle, the other version of this, like the original FC UK, because it was kind of a nude colour, and I thought that was really pretty, and it had glass you could see through, but I don't love this bottle. But it's a really good value, pretty perfume. But yeah, again, I just don't wear it enough to need this massive bottle, so I'm going to take a good sized decant, and then I'm going to pass this one on. So then we have this little guy. This is another perfume that I think is beautiful, but this does not suit me. It doesn't feel like it's me. You know, sometimes you'll get a perfume and you'll think it's pretty, but it feels like you're wearing someone else's scent. So this is Lovely Lights by Sarah Jessica Parker. I feel like this is a very creamy floral, a very creamy woody floral that smells a little bit like Allure from Chanel. Probably, maybe the EDP, but I don't really remember, to be honest, too much of the differences between Allure, EDP and EDT, but the last one I smelt was the EDP, and this does give me a little bit of a feel of that, but maybe a bit more modern smelling, a bit lighter, a bit easier to wear. But that's just not really my jam. I think there's honeysuckle in here. There's a bunch of white florals, and there's musk. It has just quite a thick texture, this one, but it's quite sweet. I do think it's very beautiful, but I definitely think it has a little bit of a kind of almost 90s, early 2000s vibe about it, and not in the kind of style of perfume that I would have worn. So as much as I do think it's lovely, it just feels like I'm wearing someone else's perfume. So that one's going to go. So next up is Pure Grace Summer Moments. I got this because I was really trying to find a good, affordable alternative to wood sage and sea salt. And this is my favourite of all the things that I tried. But what I really have to admit to myself is I don't really love wood sage and sea salt. I understand why people like it. But again, it's another one of those where I feel like if I smelt someone else in it, I'd be like, you smell incredible. But it's just not my kind of perfume. And it also is it has some crossovers with a perfume that I bought for myself because it's unisex, but ended up giving to my husband, which is CK1 Gold. But I think that's the nicer version. Like, I love that perfume, and he smells so good in it. So I can't give this to him because he's like, I've already got one that smells a bit like that. But this is ever so slightly salty. It's not as salty as wood sage and sea salt, but it very much has the same kind of profile as that perfume. So it smells kind of like a cold beach. This one I think has like dewdrops and lemon and woods. I can't remember if it's driftwood or what, but it smells like a cold, salty beach to me. I think there's fig in here, which is, I think, the main crossover with the CK1 Gold. And I've worn this quite recently, and I was like, well, I can see that it's beautiful, but again, it doesn't really feel like me. Like, if I'm going to wear a light, easygoing perfume, I'm going to wear one of my tea perfumes probably, or one of my kind of, like Boom Savon or something like that. I'm going to wear something that smells more soapy and clean rather than beachy. But yeah, I highly recommend this. I think this is an incredible perfume if you don't want to spend wood sage and sea salt Jo Malone prices. If you want that same kind of smell, this is so good. It's just that wood sage and sea salt isn't one of my favorites. So yeah, beautiful perfume, but I'm just not going to wear it, so there's no point in me keeping it. And then last but not least, I really thought about this one, and I just made the decision that it's a little bit redundant in my collection. So this is the Icon by Antonio Banderas. This is the Splendid Eau de Parfum, so the flanker of the original Icon. This is such a lovely perfume. I've recommended it quite a lot because when it opens, it kind of reminds me of Donna Aqua from Valentino, which is a discontinued perfume. But the thing is, I have Donna Aqua, and I have a backup of Donna Aqua as well, because I absolutely adore and love that perfume. So I really tracked down a backup bottle because I didn't want to end up finishing it. So I don't really need something that reminds me of it because I would rather just wear that, and I have enough juice now to really go through it without worrying too much about wearing it. This is a beautiful pear and praline perfume. So it has a slight nuttiness. It's very sweet. It's got a really juicy pear that's very similar, like I said, to Donna Aqua pear. In the very deep dry down, I think this smells a bit like YSL Manifesto. So it's kind of a bit of a 2-for-1 thing going on. But Manifesto isn't like one of my favourite perfumes. So like I said, I'd just rather wear Donna Aqua. But I love this bottle. You can see I've actually got a tiny dent in this one because I have worn it a few times. But yeah, when I reach for this, I might as well just reach for Donna Aqua because that is a true love of mine. And this is a like compared to a love. So yeah, I really recommend it. I think it's a really good one if you want to get something that just is affordable and has a little bit of a vibe of Donna Aqua. To be honest, it lasts about the same amount of time, which isn't very long because Donna Aqua is very fleeting. This doesn't last that long, but this one's so sweet. I feel like this is gonna get a bit more intense, and it's probably going to last a bit longer after you've had it for a while. It's very sugary. There's a lot of praline in here, but it's a beautiful perfume. So that's the Icon Splendid from Antonio Banderas, and it's definitely worth getting if you like the idea of a pear and praline perfume. It's beautiful. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap this batch of declutters up there. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you've got any of these, and I'll be back in the next video very soon. Bye guys.